name's Garret Travis. I'm here to... Oh, this thing moves. It's on wheels, guys. I'm here to introduce Jesse. In workshop, I often find myself offering apologies at the end of Jesse's responses because I find it sometimes difficult to be critical of her work and may or may not spend like a page and a half excitedly speculating or dissecting and quoting in lengthy run-on sentences. I'm a big fan of Jesse's work. I'll say that up front. That may or may not have something to do with why I've been chosen to stand here. Jesse's writing on the surface can be pretty misleading, I think. Reading her makes you second guess what you think writing does or can do. It's maybe something like walking through a very dark tunnel and holding your arms out in front of you so as to prevent yourself from smashing into a wall, only to begin to suspect gradually that the space around you and through which you move is infinitely more massive than you first imagined. And maybe you're actually in some like huge black cavern, or maybe you're not even standing on the ground. And you spend some time thinking about that, and it's a good while before you realize you're still holding your hands in front of your face. So reading Jesse is kind of like that. Sometimes you think, that's not right, that's not how a sentence goes. And then you look at it again and you're like, oh my God. Earlier this evening, I was trying to think of how to explain Jesse's current project, which is a novel in progress that's part journey narrative, part post-apocalyptic artifact, and part poetry. So I came up with those descriptions. But I also came up with something a little more official. I was sitting there and I was like, self, what if Jesse is writing the anti-New York novel? Jessie is a native of New York herself, and her book is set there. But this isn't the sprawling, uber-contemporary metropolis everyone has spent a century writing about. This is more like the complete inversion of that. This is a wasteland, a negated space, New York in name only. Whereas countless writers have layered their literary appropriations across this city, Jessie has completely obliterated all of it in her book Passages, and instead traces memory and loss and the self through pure absence and void. I'm happy to introduce Jessica Newman.